So welcome to all of you in a brand new video of our channel. Today we are going to talk about episode number 6, 7 and 8 of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, because all 3 episodes have been released on Disney Plus this week, and that is why now the time has come to explain these 3 episodes and tell you what has happened in these 3 episodes. By the way, friends, let me tell you that I have covered all the previous episodes of this episode, and all the episodes before this, which are from 1 to 5, you will find them in 2 videos in my channel. I will put the link of both those videos in the description of this video, so that those who have not seen the previous episodes can watch all those episodes directly by using the link given in the description. Rest friends, if you like today's video, then you must like the video and write Spider-Man in the comments, and those who have not subscribed to the channel, they should also subscribe to the channel quickly, and yes, definitely press the bell icon next to the subscribe button. So then let us go now. Without any delay, let's start this amazing video today. So, before knowing the story of episodes 6, 7 and 8 of this series, we wrap up the story of all the previous episodes so that we get clear on what has happened in the series so far. So in this series so far we have seen that Peter Parker joins his high school, and the name of this school is Midtown High School, but on the first day of his school, Peter Parker is bitten by a radioactive spider, due to which Peter Parker's body gets spider powers, and then only after that he prepares a suit and web shooters for himself, and becomes the new superhero of his city, Spider-Man. But the Norman OS1 of this world starts searching for Spider-Man as soon as he sees the Spider-Man, and to find Spider-Man, he gives Peter Parker a job in his company, but then only after that Norman Osborn comes to know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and then that is why Peter Parker and Norman Osborn get together and Norman Osborn kills Peter Parker. He also gives him a new Spider-Man suit and helps him in many tech-related matters, but during all this, Norman Osborn's son Harry also comes to know about Peter, and that is why he also starts helping Spider-Man, along with his father. But along with all this, we also meet Peter's classmate, whose name is Lonnie, and that Lonnie joins many groups of black masses, after which they all fight with another gang, and the leader of that other gang is Mac Gargan i.e. Scorpion, but due to the arrival of the police in the middle of their fight, they all have to run away from there. Now further, episode 6 starts from Midtown High School, where we directly see Peter and his classmates, or we see that everything is going well in Peter's school, but nothing is going well in the life of Peter's classmate Lonnie, because due to joining Big Don's gang, Lonnie is neither able to give time to school nor to his Ruby team. We also see that Nate is not able to give time to his classmates. Ruby is also continuously missing the team's practice. Now for this, the coach of Lonnie's game comes to talk to Lonnie, and he tells Lonnie that he is taking him out of the game, and this is because Lonnie is not giving time to his mat. Here Lonnie's coach also tells Lonnie that he had given warnings to Lonnie many times, but Lonnie did not listen to any of his warnings, and he kept on skipping his matches continuously, and now due to that Lonnie is being taken out of the team. Now Lonnie feels very bad after hearing this, but he comes out from there, and after coming out he sees that Pearl is standing there, who has heard all the conversation between Lonnie and the coach, and now that is why Pearl also asks Lonnie all the same questions, that after all, why is he continuously missing school, and why is he missing his game. Along with this, Pearl also tells Lonnie that if he has any problems in his life, then he can tell Pearl about it, but here we see that Lonnie does not tell anything to Pearl. He tells him, and he simply sidelines him and leaves from there. After this Lonnie goes straight to his house, but after coming home, when Lonnie's parents ask him that how come he came home early from school today, then he lies to his parents that his game practice has been cancelled today, and that is why he has come home early today. However, when Lonnie meets his younger brother Dre after this, we see that his younger brother Dre is very angry with Lonnie, and this is because Dre feels that Lonnie controls his life, and Lonnie always wants to stay ahead by leaving Dre behind. Even when Dre joined Big Don's gang, Lonnie threw Dre out of the gang and went to the gang himself. Now friends, whatever Lonnie has done, he has done it to save Dre, but Dre is younger, and that is why he is not able to understand that his elder brother Lonnie only wants his goodness. However, after this, apart from Lonnie, we see Peter, who at this time he is very happy with his friends, and he also invites Harry and Nico to his house, and watches movies with them at his home. However, only after this we see Norman Osborn, who is attending a party at this time. Now Thunderbolt Ross has also come inside this party, that is, the same character who is Red Hulk in MCU, and as soon as Norman Osborn sees Thunderbolt Ross in this party, he goes to him and talks to him. Now friends, in the previous video we saw that Sokovia Quartz has been implemented in this universe as well, and Captain America disappears here since the airport battle, and hence here Norman Osborn talks to Thunderbolt Ross about the Captain, and at the same time, he also asks Ross about Sokovia Quartz. Along with this, Norman Osborn tells Thunderbolt Ross that he also has a new superhero named Spider-Man, and then after saying this, he shows Spider-Man to Thunderbolt Ross. But he also tells Ross that he wants to keep Spider-Man away from Sokovia Code and not tell the world about Spider-Man. However, friends, here both of them are talking when we see that Norman Osborn gets a security alert on his device, and Norman Osborn comes to know that someone has entered his office without permission. Now, on knowing this thing, Norman Owen directly calls Peter, and he tells Peter to quickly wear his Spider-Man suit and go to Space Tower and find out who has entered his office without permission at this time. Now, at this time Peter is hanging out with Harry and Nico by watching movies, but on the request of Norman Osborn, Peter has to leave from there, and for this Peter makes an excuse in front of Harry and Nico that he is bringing soda, and then by making this excuse he quickly suits up in Spider-Man's suit and from there goes straight to Space Tower. Now as soon as Spider-Man reaches there, he comes to know that there is really someone inside Norman Osborn's office. Has entered, and friends, when we see that man, we come to know that he is none other than Daredevil, who has come here to search for some special thing in Norman Osborn's office, but after being caught by Spidey, he tries to run away from there, seeing which Spidey stops him, and then there is a fight between them, and in that fight, Daredevil beats Spider-Man and makes him unconscious, and then he runs away from there. Now after this, when Spidey regains consciousness, he sees that Norman Osborn's security guard is standing in front of him, and this security guard quickly makes Norman Osborn talk to Spidey, after which in the conversation Spider-Man tells Norman Osborn that actually someone had entered your office, and that person looked like a devil, and that devil had come here to take some special thing. Now after hearing all this, Norman Osborn quickly comes to his Scope Tower, and after coming there talks to Spidey, after which in the conversation, Norman Osborn tells Spidey that it is true that the person who sent that devil man is none other than O.T. Octavius, and this Dr. Otcut is a very great scientist who used to work for me at one time. This Dr. Ottoquist is a very genius and great scientist, but while working in my Oscorp company, whatever inventions he made, the credit for all those inventions went to my Oscorp company and not O.T. Octavius, and that is why he felt very bad about this, and that is why he left my company, and now he is working alone. However, at this time we see Spidey, who remembers that he has left his friends alone at his home, and that is why he quickly leaves from there and goes to his home, but when he comes home, he sees that Nico is angry with him, and she leaves from there at the same time, and then after Nico leaves from there, he comes to know from Harry that actually Harry has told Nico that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Hearing this, Peter asks Harry, why did he finally tell Nico that he is Spider-Man? Then Harry tells Peter that Nico is your friend, and that is why I felt that she would know about you. However, friends, at the same time, we see Lonnie Big Don and his gang on the other side, and here we come to know that Scorpion's whole gang was looking for Big Don's gang's hideout, and today they have found out about his hideout, and that is why now Scorpion and his whole gang are going to attack Big Don. And then only after this we directly see Scorpion, who is with Dr. O.T. Octavius at this time, and Dr. Otto Octavius has made a suit for Scorpion. Wearing the Scorpion suit, Mac Gargan has become very powerful, but now this episode number 6 ends here, and after this episode 7 starts. At the beginning of episode 7, we see Peter, who is convincing Nico in his school at this time because Nico is actually angry with Peter because Peter hid the fact of him being Spider-Man from Nico. But here we see that Peter is unable to convince Nico and Nico leaves from there. However, only after this we see Lanny Big Don and his entire gang, who themselves also know that Mac Gargan's entire gang has come to know about their hideout, and that is why Mac Gargan i.e. Scorpion and his entire gang can attack them very soon, and that is why, friends, here we see that Big Don's gang is also preparing for that attack, and for that they have also ordered many guns here, so that if Scorpion and his gang attack them, then they can face them with guns. Now after this the scene shifts and we see Non-1OS1 and Peter Parker inside the O-Scope Tower, and now, because both of them came to know about Dr. OTK Tavus, that is why here both of them are finding out about him and are trying to know that where Dr. OTK Tavus is hiding in the city at this time. Along with all this they also came to know this. It happens that Octavius is giving all the advanced gadgets to the criminals in the city, and that is why it is very important for both of them to stop Dr. Octavius. However, at the same time, we see Harry who goes straight to Nico's house in his car. Now, Harry actually feels that because of him, Peter and Nico's friendship has broken, and at the same time, Nico is angry and Harry also believes himself to be the reason for this, and that is why Harry comes to Nico's house, so that he can talk to him and explain to him about Peter. Now, after meeting Nico, Harry takes him in his car, and to make Nico happy, he first feeds him pizza and then gives him his car to drive, and we also notice that because of these things, Harry and Nico's friendship becomes very strong. But now only after this the scene shifts, and we directly see Lonnie with Big Down's gang. Now Pearl comes here to meet Lonnie, but Lonnie gets shocked after seeing Pearl. And he first asks Pearl how did he come to know about this place. Now actually friends, Pearl has been told everything by Lonnie's younger brother Dre through a message, and that is why here Pearl tells Lonnie that she has already known everything from her younger brother Dre, and that is why she wants him to leave this group and go with her from here and enjoy his life again. But friends, before these people do anything else here, we see that Mac Argon i.e. Scorpion arrives at Big Don's hideout and he attacks all the members of the gang. Seeing Scorpion, the people of Big Don's gang open fire on him. But even the bullets do not affect Mac Argon, and he kills many people of Big Don's gang in no time. Only after this he sees Lonnie, and that is why he catches Lonnie, and he is about to kill him. But before he kills him, we see that Spider-Man arrives there, and he attacks Scorpion. He saves Lanny. After this Spider-Man handles Mac Gargan, and he tells all the people there to run away from there, after which all the people of Big Don's gang, Lanny and even Pearl, all leave from there. But after this a fight starts between Scorpion and Spider-Man, and in this fight we come to know that Mac Gargan has become very powerful. But even then friends, somehow Spider-Man ties Mac Gargan with his web, and tries to keep Mac Gargan calm in his place, but while doing this, his web flute ends from Spider-Man's web shooter, and here we see Scorpion who heats up his suit and enhances his powers and breaks Spider-Man's webs, and then while freeing himself, he inserts his sting in Spider-Man's back, due to which Spider-Man's suit gets damaged, but at the same time Spidey also gets very injured. But now because Spidey is connected to Norman Osborn, that is why Norman Oben sends his flying bed to Spidey on time, and brings Spidey to him by making him sit on it. But now this episode 7 ends here. Now after this, as soon as episode 8 starts, we see that Norman Osborn brings Spidey to his tower and gets Spidey treated by his doctor, and then when Spidey regains consciousness, Norman Osborn tells him that Spidey's condition is very bad right now, so he will have to rest a little. But friends, we see that as soon as Peter Parker knows that he has not been able to defeat Scorpion and Scorpion is still roaming freely in the city, he feels very bad after knowing this, and he insists on fighting Scorpion, but Norman Oben explains to him that Peter Parker cannot do anything in this condition right now, and that is why he should rest at this time, although only after this Peter goes to his house. But when he comes home, Aunt May sees his condition and she gets very scared after seeing Peter. But Peter explaining this to Aunt May, he says that he was learning skateboarding with Harry, and that is why he got hurt due to falling from the skateboard. However, at the same time we come to know that Norman Osborn, who was searching for Dr. Octavius using his tech, is successful in finding Dr. Octavius, and that is why he tells Thunderbolt Ross about his location, after which Thunderbolt Ross goes to catch him along with many of his soldiers. But here Dr. Octavius does not come in the hands of all these soldiers, but then Iron Man enters there, who calms down Dr. Octavius as soon as he comes there, and then he is arrested. Now, however, after this, we again see Peter, whose condition has now gradually improved a lot. Next, Peter goes to meet Pearl at her house, where Pearl and Peter work on their science project, but at the same time, Lonnie comes to meet Pearl at her house, and Lonnie apologizes to Pearl here for that day. He asks for the day when Pal's life was in danger due to Scorpion's arrival, and actually Lonnie is holding himself responsible for all that happened with Pal. But now after listening to all this, Pearl tells Lonnie that that gang is not for Lonnie, so Lonnie should leave that gang and come back to his life. But now here we see that Lonnie does not listen to Pearl, and he tells Pearl that he cannot betray his gang, and anyway at this time his gang needs him. So no matter what happens he will support Big Don's gang. But now because of this there is a conflict between Lonnie and Pearl, due to which Lonnie leaves Pearl and goes from there. But we see that Peter has heard their conversation, and so Peter quickly goes to Lonnie and he explains to Lonnie that whatever he is doing is wrong, and due to doing something like this his life can be in danger. But just like Pearl, he also listens to Peter here. He does not listen, and he leaves Peter aside as well. But after all this Peter goes to meet Norman Osborn, and after coming here Norman Osborn talks to Peter about Scorpion, and while explaining to Peter he says that he himself is responsible for whatever happened to him the day he fought with Scorpion, and this is because Peter does not use his full powers in his fight, and Norman Osborn knows that Peter is much more powerful than Scorpion, but even then he did not use his full powers against Scorpion, and now that is why Norman Osborn, while explaining to Peter, says that Peter has powers, and that is why he does not need to stop his powers. However, friends, what Peter's uncle, that is Uncle Pan, says to Peter, that is with great powers comes great responsibility. The same thing is said to Peter here by Non-One, but he tells Peter that with great powers comes great respect, and while explaining this he tells Peter, look Peter, you have powers and the world respects the one who has power, and without respect a person is nothing. So Peter, you also use all your powers so that you can get the respect you deserve. And after explaining all these things, Norman Osborn leaves from there. But now only after this the scene shifts, and we directly see Big Don and his gang. We see that Big Don, Lonnie, and all the members of the gang are in a street at this time, and here Big Don tells all the members of his gang that actually he has come to know how Scorpion became so powerful and from where he got his powerful sword, and now that is why we will also become powerful like Scorpion and take our revenge from all of them. But friends, we see that many members of Big Don's gang rebel against Big Don, and they refuse to support Big Don, and they tell him that they do not want to die at the hands of Scorpion. But when this happens, then we see this, then Lonnie comes in front of everyone and motivates everyone to become a member of the gang, after which unity is restored among all the members of Big Don's gang, and everyone is ready to defeat Scorpion and his gang. But then after this, Camlin comes to all of them, the same Callion who is the first villain of Spider-Man in Marvel Comics, and here Callion has come to meet Big Don. So as soon as he comes, Big Don gives him a lot of money, and then he asks Callion to tell us everything that you know about Mac Gargan, after which friends Callion tells Big Don and all the other guys that actually the name of the person who made Scorpion powerful is Dr. Octavia, and he knows everything about him. But now friends, the scene shifts here and we directly see Scope Tower where Peter and Harry are sitting at this time, and here Peter is talking about the fact that his suit has become useless because of Scorpion. During the fight, Scorpion had damaged his suit. But friends, on hearing this, Harry tells Peter that it was good that Peter reminded him about his suit, because in fact he has fixed his suit, and at the same time, he has also made some changes in Peter's suit. And then after saying this, he shows Peter his suit, after which friends we do not see the suit but we see its reflection in Peter's glasses, on which we come to know that now Peter is going to get his classic Spider-Man suit. But then with this episode number 8 also ends. So friends, this was the video on episodes 6, 7 and 8 of your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. How did you like this video and the story of these 3 episodes? You must tell me in the comments, and if you all have any other recommendation, then you can also tell me in the comments. If you like the video, then like the video. Definitely write in the support inside the comments, and those who have not subscribed to our channel, they should also subscribe to the channel quickly. Rest, I will meet you in some other such great video. Till then, goodbye.